Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Talking Movies with D, and that's me. As you can see, I'm wearing the same shirt as I did in my other video, and I got one more video I'm doing wearing the same shirt just because I'm doing all of this the day after Thanksgiving. I figured I got a little time off, might as well get all these movies in there and review them while I can, and hopefully you guys go see all these movies because everyone I'm reviewing I did like, and some of them I loved. As always, I'm your host, Derek Woodred, actor, model, and big movie buff. And today I'm reviewing the movie Creed. Now, Creed basically is the seventh movie in the Rocky franchise. It's not technically a Rocky movie, hence the name Creed, but it's basically a spin-off, and it basically has Michael B. Jordan, who plays Adonis Creed. If you guys remember from the original two movies, Apollo Creed, he's playing his son, and uh, basically it's his journey on how to everybody's trying to stop him from boxing, and basically he can't help it. He's a fighter, and he's dealing with living up to the name, and he did it. I'll just say, I don't let me know. Let me just go into negatives. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go into negatives. I don't have very many, but let's go into that. So the biggest negative I had, and I knew this before I saw the movie, is the trailer gives a big spoiler. And as always, I'm not going to give spoilers, so if you haven't seen the trailer, don't watch the trailer, just go see the movie. But there's a big reveal in the trailer with Rocky, and I wish they wouldn't have did it, because when it happened in the movie, I already knew it was going to happen, so I kind of was waiting for it. But it would have been so much better if I didn't know it was coming, because it would have been a big gut punch, and it would have had a bigger impact on the movie. Granted, that wasn't the director's choice, it was marketing and studio, so so I had to deal with it that way. But that's my biggest issue with the movie, and that's saying something when that's not part of the movie really. It's the marketing team. The other thing that bugged me, but it wasn't that. It wasn't. I'm nitpicking here because I really like this movie. But it's Felicia Rashad, who plays Apollo Creed's wife and takes Adonis in. I wish she was in the movie a little bit more, just because probably just because I'm a fan of her and stuff like that. So I wanted to see her a little bit more. But other than that, there was one more negative I had, and I thought about it in the movie, but I don't remember what it was now. So who cares? Let's go to my positives, and I have a lot, so I'm only going to do a couple of them. I'm going to do the main ones. The directing. I think directing. Excuse me. I gotta make sure I get the director's name right. The same director who directed Fruitvale Station, and after this movie, he's actually in talks to direct the Black Panther movie done by Marvel. Ryan Coogler. This guy deserves everything when it comes to how to direct a movie. He did such a great job. Just like he did with Fruitvale Station, he brought the best out of Michael B. Jordan, the Oscar caliber directing, and Oscar caliber acting by all of the actors. Uh, if you see the first two boxing matches, and this is what stood out more than anything in the movie, with everything being great, it still stood out, was those first two boxing matches, because they're all done in one take, and not one take to where you're watching, for wide view and just seeing them dance around. They're doing close ups, they're coming back in, and the commitment, dedication, and timing had to be so difficult because it looked like it could have been multiple shots. If you just were seeing stills of them, they were completely different shots moving in and out of focus, and the difficulty it had to be for the cameraman, the director, the actors, and everybody involved. Everything had to be timed so perfectly because it's a boxing match that they're supposed to be showing. It's supposed to look real, and it definitely did. And those two were done in one take. I believe the first one it might have been two, but I think it was just because the camera panned away and then panned back to the fight. So I still think it was one shot, but though that was jarring and just blew me away, and that'd be very difficult to do. So if I ever had the chance to do it, I would love to. I just kind of be freaked out about it at the same time. I've already talked about the Oscar caliber acting by Michael B. Jordan, Sylvester Stallone. Like, Michael B. Jordan's at his best. This guy, from this movie, he deserves a franchise. And I mean, he kind of deserves one from other things too. Too bad Fantastic Four didn't work out, but he's definitely up there, and that means I have to step my game up because, as you can tell, we kind of look alike. So we definitely probably go for the same parts when I make it to that level. But I already spoke about franchise. I definitely think this movie is going to spin off into a franchise because Sly can't box anymore. So what are you going to do for a Rocky movie? You got to give it to somebody else, and I think Michael B. Jordan deserves it. It's a definitely good story to go from Rocky to Creed, who's Adonis, who's Apollo Creed's son. So it definitely makes sense because Apollo was so important in the Rocky franchise. And then the story. Uh, it definitely was a great story. It definitely felt like a Rocky movie. I remember watching Rocky when I was a kid with my dad. The first two, I don't know if we saw the third one together, but first two, and I haven't seen them in a while. And the story definitely made me want to go back and watch the Rocky movies because I was a fan of them, and it's been a while since I've seen them. But on its own, you don't have to see none of the Rocky movies. You can go into this movie as the never know anything about the Rocky franchise, and this movie holds on its own, and you'll be engaged. Now, if you saw the Rocky movies, you're definitely going to see some things that makes you reminisce about the franchise and everything that went on in the franchise. So there definitely is a plus in seeing it, but you don't have to see it. And I think one of the no, never mind. I'm just gonna score it because I can go. I know I can go on and on about this movie. So the score I'm gonna give this movie is gonna be the first time I'm giving this movie a perfect 10. I wish I just had all the hands in the world so I can give more thumbs up to this movie because this movie is probably gonna be my favorite of the year, or it's gonna be my top five of the year. Definitely one of my favorites out of all the movies I've seen already this year. It's definitely my favorite. You can get it. This movie is funny. It makes you laugh. You could tear up and with the emotions that go on. It touches real good subjects. It definitely is reminiscent of the very first Rocky on what happens and how things happen. And I'm definitely happy with everything that happened with it. And I hope they continue making more of this movie. So please, 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 after you see this, go see this movie. Forget Hunger Games, forget The Night Before, and whatever Frankenstein movies out. Don't see none of those movies before you see Creed. Go see Creed first, and I'm gonna do my part because I'm probably gonna see it I'm gonna. I can't, I'm taking a trip. I can't really talk about it, but I'm gonna see my dad. So most likely, and we'll probably see it together. Hopefully, you know, I'm gonna surprise my grandmother for her 70th birthday, but she probably won't see this by the time it comes up. So it's good that I say it now. But just in case nobody posts about that. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the movie Creed. If you want to see it, if this review made you want to see it, if you did see it, what do you think? Do you agree with probably one of the best movies of the year, or do you think it wasn't as good as you said, Derek? Please let me know in the comments or Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those things, and let me know what you guys think. As always, you can reach me on all those things at dwood2324, and I'll get at you guys next time. Deuces.